How can you invest part-time? My name is Ilya Kos, also known as Ilya Kos, the Investor Cop, and today I want to cover how you can invest part-time. Now, most people think that you need the whole day and you need to work full-time in order to get into real estate investing, and that is not true whatsoever. When I got started, I was a New York City police officer working a full-time job / career, and I got involved in real estate. Well, so I didn't have the full schedule to invest, but I made it work, and so can you. It's not that hard. When you're first getting started, you have to remember, you don't have a lot of leads. Leads are people who want to sell their home. That's what we call it in this industry, leads. So you're not gonna have 4,000 leads. You may have 2 leads and 3 leads. Now, how long is that gonna take you to call? 10 minutes? Maybe. Send a few emails? Sure. But you don't need a whole 8 hours. You need 2, 3, 4 hours at most when you're doing this part-time on a small scale and just getting started. So balancing it out and working 1 to 4 hours is way more than enough. Now, if you're doing a part-time with a full-time job, that's exactly what I had to do. I was working a full-time job, and then after work, I was investing. I was putting in the hours, making phone calls, lead mining, looking for leads. So as long as you have 1 to 4 hours that you probably already watch Netflix or TV shows. So instead of watching that or being on your phone, start investing. Start looking at things, start educating yourself, and start looking for leads. That's how you get started. 2, if you're doing this part-time, you need to schedule yourself. You need to have a nice routine, right? Make a set schedule. Now, when I say make a set schedule, I mean you could break it down. 1 hour calls. Let's say you do have a lot of leads and you have to call. So for 1 hour you can make calls, then 1 hour generate new leads. And then 1 hour you would, I don't know, put up bandit signs, write letters, right? The thing is, we all have 24 hours in one day, but everyone uses it differently. And if you're able to structure your day and schedule, and this is gonna be difficult at first because I was just the same way. I didn't know how to balance wasn't good with like time management. But once I got into it, I said, man, I'm working with limited amount of hours. I need to do this, this, and this. And these are gonna be the 3 most productive things I can do. Let me break that down. And that's what I got into it. And that's why I was able to eventually build it up, because I had structure, time. I always put calls as my first priority, because you can generate all the leads in the world, but if you can't talk to people and convert those leads into deals, you're wasting time. So calls is always number 1. Follow up, call new leads and convert them, create a lead and make that lead into a deal where you get paid. So generating leads, sure, yep. I'm just giving you examples. The schedule may be different. You might do 1 hour of bandit signs. Those gonna. But structure, make a schedule, structure your day after work. I'm not sure what hours you work, right? Because I was lucky enough, when I got started with investing, I would finish work at 3:30. I would start work at 7 in the morning, finish at 3:30, and get to my home office at 4 o'clock. From 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I was putting in those hours, right? Eventually, actually put in even more hours till 10, 11, 12 at times, because I really wanted to get out of it much quicker. But that's not always the solution, because you may burn out. So depending on who you are and how hard you can work, make sure you follow your schedule. Make sure you only put in 1 to 4 hours a day. Don't overthink it. Most people do. They think it's much more complicated than it is, and it isn't. So the next thing I want to talk about is actually VAs, and those are virtual assistants. And if you have the luxury of having a few extra dollars in your pocket, You can pay somebody across the world $3, $4, $5 an hour. Some places will even take $2.50. So utilizing that VA can help you out big time. Because when I was working full time, I didn't have the luxury to pick up my phone every time, text, send out emails. But you have a VA who's responsible for following up on certain people, setting you appointments, and then you will be responsible for going to appointments. So VAs are great. They're not expensive. Like I said, it could be anywhere. Depends what country they're in. It could be from $2.50, obviously as high as $6 an hour, which is awesome. Because if you have her working for 2-3 hours, she can do a lot, especially if you give him or her a set schedule. If they have a set schedule, say, hey, I want you to make some phone calls for me. I want you to generate some leads, and I want you to send out emails to everybody that we have in the system. They're gonna do it, right? Because they love the stability of having a job. So another thing with investing part-time is structuring my appointments for the weekends. It didn't make sense for me to go out there and drive every time I had an appointment, unless it was a smoking hot deal and I said, man, these people have to sell, let me jump on right now. And most people don't want to show their house during the week. Sometimes they were caught up and busy. They have work themselves, they have family, soccer practice, whatever. So setting appointments for the weekend is the best way to structure your weekend, is booking it. Right? Booking viewings on the weekend. So when I was doing all of this, and I had a full-time job for the New York City Police Department, Saturday and Sunday were all booked up. I'm gonna see this property at this time, I'm gonna drive to the next one, and then to the next one, to the next one. And Sunday I'm gonna see this property, and this property, and this property. So you'll have to make sacrifices, because this is not a hobby, it's a business. If you take it serious as a business, you're gonna succeed. But if you think it's a hobby and I'll try it out, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. I just want to be upfront with you. But if you're serious and you're really committed, commitment is huge. Set up the bookings, showings. Set up the showings for the weekend. And once again, have a schedule. The schedule thing applies once again. Line them up within 30 minutes, 1 hour of each other, and then you go forward. And then bring paperwork with you if you're actually gonna get a deal. Because if you're gonna go see the property, you're gonna go get an agreement, I hope, right? And you shouldn't see every property, because sometimes you don't even know if this person is qualified. So when you're speaking to people, you need to make sure these people are even close to numbers. If you gotta be at 150 and the person's asking 250, I would never look at that house. It's a waste of my time. The person doesn't have enough urgency, and he's asking way more than your maximum allowable offer. If the person is close, he's asking 170 or 150, all day long you need to go to see that appointment, because face-to-face are a great way to make rapport, build rapport, and hopefully you could negotiate the person down and get them under agreement. So this is how you can start investing part-time, and hopefully you paid attention, took good notes, and drop a comment down below. Hopefully you got some value from this, and I want to see you win, and I'll catch you in the next one.